Now, the head of DP World tells me shippers had to get creative to escape the ripple effect of the Suez Canal blockage. DP World's based in Dubai at the Jebel Ali port, and it's the biggest seaport in the Middle East, with ports around the world. I spoke exclusively to the chairman, Sultan Ahmed Bin Sulayem, this morning, and I asked the chairman if we're still seeing a backlog from the Suez Canal chaos.
I think that is back to normal. I don't think that is anymore a problem. It happened during that time, but it went away. But the backlog is really of cargo that people imported, and now there's not enough vessels to carry it.
What did we learn from the Suez Canal incident besides don't block the Suez Canal? I mean, besides the obvious, we learned to a certain extent the fragility of the global supply network, which I think we already had a really good idea of during COVID. Can we improve the global supply network?
It needs a lot of coordination. That incident is unfortunate. It is a worry that could happen, but we learn now that we have to find ways of how to move the cargo, because once that stopped, it really had a ripple effect on everybody in the way to that. So, of course, there are ways either to take it in another port, take it by truck.
This meeting that you're having, this summit, comes at an interesting time. What exactly are you going, what for you is going to be the most important issue to discuss?
What we are trying to do as a global trade enabler, DP World, we have redefined our role. We are no more a company that works inside the port. We are a global trade enabler, meaning our role is end-to-end, from factory floor to customer door. And to do that, we need to do a lot. We don't need to replicate the supply chain, but we need to be involved to make sure it goes smoothly. One of the problems we noticed is that especially air cargo goes from the Far East to Europe, which is very congested, and then goes to Africa and Latin America. It's like a triangle. And as we all know, the closest and fastest route is a straight line between 2 points. And that's what we did.
So in that regard, we know that world trade in one sense suffered during the pandemic. In another sense, it grew because of people buying online and having delivered at home. What is the current trend for world trade that you're seeing? Are we seeing a resurgence?
Definitely. What you see are two things, Richard. One is a backlog of cargo that was not able to reach during the pandemic. And that is a reflection of the high cost. Today, to the West Coast, containers like $30,000, which is unheard of in the history of shipping. And to the East Coast is almost 20 or something like that. This is the backlog of cargo. But in addition, I have the privilege of managing over 90 terminals, and we see the numbers are all green. Everybody is growing. There is growth. There is more confidence. The world economy is better. There is less, trade wars. There is hope that everybody's going to work together, and there is a need for cargo.
There's a need for cargo, but we also saw cargo rates, which I know is not specifically your area because you're the port, not the shipper, if you like. But we are seeing inflation in the world. That inflation is coming from many sources, including the increased cost of cargo freight.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, listen, to be honest with you, as an economist background, inflation is not as bad as a deflation. What we had in 2008 is a deflation that killed us. And small deflation can be dealt with through interest rate, through so many things. There are many today ways within the fiscal policies and the monetary policies in the world where they can deal with inflation. That doesn't worry me as much. I believe the increase in cost is going to eventually come down. The problem today, you can't find empty containers. As a port operator, empty containers used to be a cost for me. You're stuck with these containers that have no cargo, they don't earn anything, and they're sitting in your terminal. Now, they are like one of the hottest commodities.
The issue of the Delta variant and vaccination, we know everybody's rushing to vaccinate as fast as possible. Are you concerned that the Delta variant, particularly in the part of the world where you have your ports, where you have your exporters, the developing world, are you concerned now?
Richard, I think the pandemic is a big learning experience. And we managed to deal with it, whether it is the Delta or the other variants, we managed to deal with it by making sure we follow all the rules and procedures to protect our people. And that is now, not only we did it because of the pandemic, it is part of doing our job. We'll not touch a container unless we know what's in it. We are going to do all the procedure to protect our people. They wear their gloves, they wear their mask, everything we do that. So that is not an issue. As far as shipping, I don't see it as an issue. All the crew that comes need to have been tested. Luckily, in UAE, almost more than 70% of the population is already vaccinated, which is a good thing.
The chairman of DP World Ports.